Hi, my name is Mark Davyd. I'm the CEO and founder of the Music Venue Trust. The Independent has asked for your questions about Brixton Academy closing down and about the music industry in general in the UK. For those that don't know, obviously on December the 15th, very sadly, there was a major incident of crowd control and crowd crush at Brixton Academy. We shouldn't forget, 2 people lost their lives. That's a really serious incident. Everybody in the music industry wants to know what happened. Everybody wants to see solutions to what happened. Let's take a look at what you asked. Lady Miss Laura says, do you think the response at Brixton Academy is proportional compared to similar incidents in other cultural spaces? Well, the answer is no, I don't actually. I think it's quite unusual to see Metropolitan Police asking for a revocation of a licence while there's an ongoing investigation. Our view is that that investigation should conclude and any decisions about the licence should really be held off until that investigation has come out and found out what were the causes, who was responsible at Brixton Academy, if anybody was. Kate says, why is it that venues in Europe are able to thrive, often by booking UK-based acts, whereas the UK looks to shut down venues at every opportunity? Do we outvalue the arts in this country? Well, here's your answer, Kate. We spend less per head in public funding on music than any other country in Europe. Our levels of spend on music are lower in terms of philanthropy and in terms of charitable giving than they are in the United States. Initiatives like something called Music Moves Europe is a €78 million fund supporting the development of European artists. Where's the money in the UK to do that? I imagine you can wander into the back end of a tiny village in South America and pull out a picture of the Beatles and they'll be able to tell you who it is. What are we famous for around the world now? We're not famous for any of the things that people think we're famous for. We're famous for music. That's what people around the world will tell you. They'll tell you their favourite British band. Why aren't we doing more to promote that? I just don't know. Just Paul says, twofold. What impact did the Save Our Venues campaign have and continue to have? And do you believe that top artists, bands and other acts such as top comedians should step up more to play at smaller and iconic venues to protect the industry? Actually, I don't. I think underplays are fantastic. I love it when a big band that came through a small venue goes back there sometime later and rewards the audience that helped them and supported them, rewards that community with an underplay. But you know what? That isn't going to solve the problem of not being able to put 3 bands on a Tuesday night. You're not going to make a huge amount of money out of Arctic Monkeys playing in front of 150 people in Sheffield. It's brilliant when it happens. That's not the solution. The solution is that when Arctic Monkeys play at an arena, some money that's being made from that arena show should be going back to support the small venue that helped the Arctic Monkeys come through. Blur played a small venue in Colchester the other day, a venue they didn't grow up in, but it's in the town where they grew up. They're playing 2 shows at Wembley. If we put £1 out of every ticket they've sold at Wembley, we'd make over £100,000. Right now, a venue in Essex is closing down because it doesn't have £12,000. We could save 8 venues in Essex just by taking £1 out of every Blur ticket and putting it into those small venues. Let's do that. Football has schemes in place whereby the Premier League funds grassroots football. Why is the music industry as a whole seemingly so resistant to having the same? And Mark says, in sports of all kinds, they have systems to trickle down money into their lower leagues. This ensures their future, enabling new players to be developed where some reach elite level. Why doesn't that happen in the music industry? Surely they need new acts in the same way. Yes, they do. They're building 8 new arenas in the UK for a total capacity of an extra 120,000 people every night. That's 120,000 people extra that we imagine are going to go to an arena in 10 years' time. To see who? Who are they going to go and see? Venues are closing down 1 a week in the small venues that started the career of Adele, Ed Sheeran, Coldplay, Snow Patrol, Arctic Monkeys. If we don't know what we're doing about those acts in order to build those in the future, don't open the arena because it's going to be empty in 10 years' time. You're going to build a car park on it. Don't bother. In your opinion, what is the most effective ticketing system approach for independent venues and artists? Additionally, could you provide insights on the changes that have occurred in this area over the past few years and current trends and developments? Wow, ticketing is like a really hot potato that nobody really likes to talk about, but I'm not everybody else, so I don't really care. There are a lot of good deals for venues on the marketplace now that there weren't before. That work was really driven quite largely, frankly, by Ticketmaster, who did come in with a great deal for grassroots venues. We've now seen good deals coming in from other suppliers. It's unusual you hear somebody in the live music industry say something positive about Ticketmaster, But I have to say their approach to grassroots venues and the royalties that is coming from ticketing is actually pretty positive. That's odd, isn't it? Gerard says, London's nightlife was legendary around the world for its eclecticism, as was Manchester's. Why have so many live music venues closed? They bring so many different types of people together, all with a smile on their faces to boot. A good call to set up a review. Right now, one grassroots music venue is closing a week in the UK, one every week. We don't value them highly enough for what they do for our communities, what they do for audiences. We aren't thinking deeply enough about the importance of these venues. We are losing track of how important they are to our communities, how important they are to the music industry, how important they are to artists. You talk about a review, Gerard. We've done lots of reviews. I don't want any more reviews. We know the answers. Energy bills are too high. Business rates are too high. VAT on tickets is too high. We have the highest premises cost in Europe. We have the lowest support for touring. We spend the least amount on public funding per head for our audiences. These things don't add up. That's why music venues are closing down. We're not supporting them enough. No more reviews. Just get on board with actually taking the action that's needed. Thank you for all those questions about the music industry and about grassroots music venues. You can watch more episodes of You Ask the Questions at Independent TV.